Let's do a lab on correlation calculation. We have a data set called air passengers data, then we have to find some correlations in that data set. We have to find the correlation between number of passengers and promotional budget, and also we have to find the correlation between number of passengers and intermetro flight ratio. So this is the data set, air passengers data. So we can get the data set inside R. Here is the data set, and then there are 80 rows and 9 columns in this data. These are the names of the data set: week number, number of passengers, promotional budget, service quality score, holiday week or not, delayed flight or cancelled flight indicator, intermetro flight ratio, bad weather indicator, technical issues, etc. So this is a sample data set. So we can actually look at the air passengers data and try to understand what exactly this data contains. It contains week on week number of passengers and the promotional budget that was spent by that particular airline in that particular week. The promotional budget can be the ticket fares, promotions, or marketing, TV or billboard marketing, or everything that is spent on promoting that particular ticket. And then service quality score. Some airlines after the flight they take the survey and find out what was the response from the customers that has used that particular airline. So service quality score, does it have any correlation with number of passengers? Promotional budget or ticket fares, does it have any correlation with number of passengers? Holiday week, yes or no, does it have any correlation with number of passengers? Delayed flights, if there are delayed flight in that particular week, higher number of delayed flights, then does it have any correlation with number of passengers? Intermetro flight ratio, there are metro cities, there are non-metro cities, or let's say tier 1, tier 2 cities. If the intermetro flight ratio, if the flights between metro cities are higher in number, does it have any higher correlation with number of passengers? Bad weather indicator, if the weather is bad in a particular week, do you think does it have any correlation with number of passengers? Technical issues, if there are any in a particular week, does it have any impact or does it have any association with number of passengers? To find the association between two variables, we need to use a function called correlation. So correlation, what we are trying to find is correlation between the promotional budget and number of passengers. Do you think if you spend a lot of money on marketing and giving lower price tickets, do you think number of passengers will be high? Looks like intuitively that is true. Yeah, number of passengers may be high whenever we increase or decrease. Number of passengers will be high if we increase the promotional budget. That means a simple way of looking at it is, if you are offering your airlines at a cheaper fare, definitely people will go ahead and buy the tickets. So let us find the correlation between number of passengers, comma, promotional budget. So we found the correlation to be 96%, which indicates that there is a very high positive correlation between number of passengers and promotional budget. Yes, so you can expect a lot of passengers when you actually spend a lot of money on promoting or on your giving a lot of discounts and coupons to the users. Is there any correlation between intermetro flight ratio? If there are more flights between metros, do you think number of passengers will be high? So let us find a correlation between intermetro flight ratio and number of passengers. We can see that we have to use correlation only, and passengers and intermetro flight ratio, it is just 50%. So it is not really a high correlation, because we know the correlation limits. Correlation more than 75%, then only we call it as high correlation. Correlation in and around 50%, we call it as moderate correlation. So that is it with the lab.